Well, how's it going, guys? The Credit Crusader is back. And I got one question for you guys, and that's, how many of you guys are out there trying to get a house in this crazy market? I'll bet some of you guys are at your wits' end. You put in offers, you get outbid. What gives? Are you guys ever going to be able to get houses? Have no fear. The Credit Crusader's here to tell you guys some sneaky secrets on how to get a house in this market. So you better stay tuned. And we're back. All right. Just so you guys know, the Credit Crusader has actually, for the past month or so, been in the process of buying a house in this crazy market, if you can believe that. And trust me, I've seen a lot of things and I've learned a hell of a lot. So now I'm going to go ahead and pass the savings on to you guys. Here's the deal. If you're trying to get a house in this market especially, the number one secret is to use the listing agent. Now, a lot of you guys are probably saying, why do you got to do that? I got my brother-in-law as a real estate agent. My friend, he's my real estate agent. I got, my nephew, my cousin, my whatever. No, you don't want to use anybody but the listing agent, because the listing agent is the one who's in direct contact with the seller. And if you use the listing agent, they're going to be a hell of a lot more, let's just say, favorable to you getting the house versus someone else who isn't, because they're going to get double commission. And in this market, you're going to need every single inch of an edge in order to beat out the other guys, because there's just an entire, there's a feeding frenzy when it comes to houses right now. It's worse than toilet paper during the start of the pandemic. I mean, it's just like people are bidding crazy amounts over asking price. Finding a deal right now, good luck. If you can find a deal in this market, then you're a bad boy, all right? Trust me, because I looked and I scoured, and it was just like the deals are gone. You're going to overpay for the house. You just need to come to terms with that, all right? So that's number two. Now, number three, as far as what you should know, is that a lot of other people, they're doing a strategy, especially the people who are from out of town, like the people from New York or people from California that are trying to move into the other states. This is what they're doing. They're offering super highball offers just to get the house under contract, but they're doing it on multiple houses. So they'll offer way over on 5 houses. Then they'll actually go to the area, because they weren't there to begin with, look at each house, and then they'll use the inspection clause in order to get out of the houses they don't want, and then go in and try to lowball or get Jew down the price on the one they do want to get it to a more reasonable price. That's what they're doing to try to beat everybody else out. So just so you know, the real estate agents are aware of this. So if you're actually in the area of the house that you're looking to buy and you meet with the listing agent, they're going to take you a hell of a lot more serious, because there are a lot of times where people will go in, offer $100,000 over, only to back out of the contract, and it gets put back on the market, and the sellers are, they don't like it when that happens. So, that's a situation I actually ran into, where this thing had been on the market 3 times, and, I was able to, get in there and make some shit happen, if you know what I mean. I'll tell you one thing, I went with the listing agent, and the listing agent was more than happy to let me know what the other bidders were, so I could obviously outbid everybody and get the house. So that's just food for thought. I know some people are probably like, oh, isn't that illegal? Well, the way I see it, I wanted a house. I can't play nice in this market. This isn't for the faint of heart. And the way I also see it is that real estate, the prices, this isn't a bubble, because people who are buying these houses, they're living in them. This isn't like '08 where it's like people were buying them as investment or buying them to flip. People are trying to move into suburban areas, bigger houses with office space, because everybody's telecommuting now. The home office is the big thing. Businesses are changing the way they do things in order for people to work remotely. Again, driving the price up. New houses, in order for them to be built, they need materials, right? Well, all those materials are in limited supply, and there's a bidding war over that. So, it's just nuts. There's a choke on the supply of houses that are available, and it's driving the price up. And just the way I've seen it from the research and work I've done, I don't see it letting up. It may let up. It may not be going up as much, but for as far as a crash to come down real fast, I don't see that happening. Another reason I don't see that happening is because the way the government's just printing money like a freaking printing press. I mean, they're shooting money out so fast. I mean, it's insane, the amount of money. They're just, I mean, how many stimulus checks? It's like they give one, you give two. I mean, they're pretty much going to almost, you know, people are becoming dependent on this stuff and they can't just take it away. So, I mean, the more money, just so you guys know, I know it's like, here's the deal. I mean, I get it. You get a stimulus check. It's like, all right, you got some money. It's like, you know, it's good. It's like, all right. But what some of you may not realize is that every time they print a stimulus check, the money you get is worth less. Every time they print money out and put it in the economy, the money is worth less and less and less. So a lot of the things that are going up, like Bitcoin, real estate, stocks, all that stuff, all investment stuff, that stuff's going up. It's going up, but you all remember, the value of the dollar is going down. So it takes more dollars to buy the same thing. Inflation. So just so you guys know, that's coming. Mathematically, that can't not come. But there's another thing I'd like to let you guys know, is when inflation happens, old debts, they shrink too, if you think about it. So if you're in a bunch of debt and inflation happens, theoretically, your debt is getting smaller because the dollar isn't worth as much. So how much you're in debt, you basically, your debt gets subtracted as the inflation happens. So actually, as of right now, if you're in debt, I'd finance the crap out of everything just because the value of the dollar is going to go down. Now, I've talked about Bitcoin before, and I'm going to say it again. Bitcoin ain't over. I know it's at like 58, I think 59,000 right now. I called it before saying it was going to go to 50,000. I bet it'll break 50,000 in the near future. That I promise you. I stake my reputation on it. I'm calling it again. Bitcoin is going to 100,000 this year. Mark my words. And guess what? When it does, I'm going to replay this portion of this video when it does. Watch me. So with all that being said, I got to get going. But as always, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Crusader out.